Hey, what is the best side hustle to make money? In today's video, I'm going to go over some of the best side hustles for today and even tell you about the business that I'm doing that you can do as a side hustle if you want, that I think is absolutely the best. So let's get right into it. Side hustles are things that you do from home typically, where you can make some extra money on the side. And there's some really simple things that you can do where you can make a little money. There's some more complicated things you can do where you can make a lot of money, and there are things that can turn into full-time businesses. So let's start with the simple. A simple thing you can do is Uber and Lyft and things like that, where you just go and drive people around and make some money. I think it's perfectly fine. It's very simple. The thing I don't like about it is it takes up your time. And it often takes up your prime time. Maybe that, Saturday night you'd like to stay in and watch the game, or you'd like to go out with your family or go out with your friends. And I think, side hustle really interferes with that. The other thing I don't like about something like Uber or Lyft is that you're not really building anything. You have a job that takes up your time and you're just trading your time for money. And I think generally speaking, trading your time for money is not the best trade you can make. And if you're going to build something, why not build something where over time, over the course of time, you spend less time but make more money. And that's the way you do it, by building up your expertise and your reputation and the quality of clients that you have in a different kind of business. So I'm not a huge fan of Uber and Lyft. It's fine if you just want to pick up some extra money on the side, but I think not where your future is, so I wouldn't do that. I think a better choice would be perhaps learning how to do some internet marketing. There are products that you can promote that are sold on ClickBank and MaxWeb and other platforms like that. And those are things that you can sell where someone else provides the good or service, where someone else does all the work, they take the customer service calls, where someone else invented whatever it is that you're supposed to be selling. You don't have to invent it or improve it or anything. So it's very, very simple. You simply find the customer, link them with the seller, and you get paid a commission. And that's where your job ends. And what's great about it is you can learn how to advertise on the internet, with Google AdWords and with Facebook advertising, which in itself is a very, very valuable skill to have. But you can deploy it for yourself where you're attracting clients for something that you're promoting that's on ClickBank or MaxWeb. You're promoting it, and then you're getting paid, and those ads will keep working over and over again. Once they're going, they're like little salespeople out working for you. So instead of you trading your time for money, you're trading your training for money, meaning you're training on how to put together an ad, how to place it on Google, or how to place it on YouTube or other platforms, and then you get paid for that. And I like that because over time, when people get good at this, they could have many products that they're out promoting. Those products are constantly bringing in money for them. They may wake up one morning and they made $100 overnight. They may wake up one morning, they made $1,000 overnight or $10,000. The sky's kind of the limit with those things, because the better you get at placing ads, writing ads, creating thumbnail images, the more money you can make. And it's most importantly not trading your time for money. Instead, it's trading your expertise and a little of your time for money. That's a much better trade. And when you build up those skills, like for example, internet advertising skills, that's a very highly paid job. And there are people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month doing internet advertising because they're really good at it. So I would say, spend your time building a skill that you can really build a life on, not just trading your time for money when you think about this. And there are lots of good courses out there where you can learn about, placing ads for things that you sell on ClickBank and MaxWeb. There's also another version of that. There's a nice lady I know named Rachel Raffay who sells a course on print-on-demand products. Like she makes t-shirts and hats and mugs and things like that. And the good is actually created when someone orders it. So someone orders, a clever mug that says, I love my cat more than you, or whatever it is. That's actually printed, boxed, shipping label goes on it, and gets sent out by a fulfillment house. It's called drop shipping. So you don't even have to do anything other than send them the order, and then it gets fulfilled by someone else. That's another good thing. There you own the product, unlike ClickBank or MaxWeb, and they're typically physical products. But that's a really cool business. I think Rachel's a good lady that has a good training program, and if you want to learn more about it, you can learn from her. I think that's a really good way to do it. I'm doing a business called Overages that is a really great side business, and This one, you can do it as a side hustle, but you can also grow it to be a big, robust business. And it's a really cool business. So I'll give you some details about that, and I'll tell you why I love it. And if you're interested in learning how to do it, I'm willing to teach you how to do it. So stay until the end, and I'll tell you how to access that. So what the overages business is when people lose a house to foreclosure, meaning because they didn't pay their taxes, so the taxing authority foreclosed, or they didn't pay their mortgage or their deed of trust, so their mortgage company foreclosed. When the house sells for more than the money that's owed, then that extra money over and above the debt is available for the former owner to put a claim in for. And often this is tens of thousands, occasionally even hundreds of thousands of dollars that are left over from these foreclosure sales. And what you do in that business is you get lists of the people that are owed the money, shows you the name of the person, the amount of money they're owed, and enough information to know where the property was. And then you just look up their contact information. We can show you how to do a process called skip tracing, where you get their cell phone number, their home phone number, if they still have a home phone, their email address, their physical address. You can send them a letter, you can reach out to them, send them a Facebook message, you can reach out and give them a phone call, and see if they're interested in you helping them recover this money that you found. And of course, we don't tell them where the money is. We tell them we've located money that you're eligible to claim. If you'd like to work with us, we're happy to do it. We charge a percentage of what we recover if we recover anything. And it's a really cool business because you're helping people who've lost like everything, and you're getting paid for it really well. So I think a business where you're doing good for people and really being paid well for it, that is the ideal business. I also like it because it doesn't take a big upfront investment, not a lot of ongoing operating expenses, because basically you're getting lists that are free, public records list. You're doing skip tracing, which is not expensive. You can get a skip tracing program that's really good for about $30 a month. That'll get you all the searches that you need. Not a lot of operating costs, and you just make the effort to call people or reach out to them, get them signed up, turn in the claim, and get paid. It's a really good business where you make really good money, and you're doing great things for people who've otherwise just really been hurt. So I enjoy that part. If you'd like a business like that, I think Overage is something to look at. It's also something you can start out and can continue it as a side hustle if you want to. But I find often people do that. They're like, this is so cool. I'm making great money. I want to do more of this. And it ends up growing. And so we have lots of people do it as starting as a side hustle. Then it becomes kind of a job replacement because they're making enough money for that. We have people that are just wanting to capture the world, really want to crush it financially. And they'll take this on and they'll build a business like I've built in Overages, meaning you have people getting leads, you have people doing skip tracing, people calling folks that are owed the money, and a team that's submitting the claims, and then you manage the business. So, for me, I'm measuring my key operating indicators every week. I'm having meetings, managing the staff, dealing with spot problems as they come up. I'm a true business owner. So it can definitely lend, it can be that. So it can be a great big business if you want it to be. We also have some people that frankly are either wanting to retire early, so this is a lifestyle business, or they're retired and it's like, Social Security is not cutting it. And they want to bring in some extra money, but not, kill themselves. It's a great business for that because you work it from home. You're reaching out on the phone to people, you're talking to them, getting them over to, I think I'll give this a try. And then you send in the claim and you're making some money. So it's a really good business. If you want to know more about Overages, I make it really easy for you to do that. I put together a short intro to the Overages business video where I tell you how the business works, what the ins and outs are, and all the details about it. You can see a link above my shoulder if your browser supports it. If it doesn't support it, then the link to the video is down below this video. Just click on that and I'll tell you all about the business. And at the end of that video, if you're interested, I'm happy to teach you the business. And it's a great business. You can do it all over the country. You can do it actually from anywhere in the world because you're just working on the phone and by mail. So you don't actually have to be in a particular place to do it. So I have people all over the country doing it. It is a great business. It's a feel-good business. It's a business where you help people and you make money. People ask me what I do. I'm like, I help people who've lost a property foreclosure get a big slug of money back and help them get restarted with their life. And people are like, wow, that's cool. How does that work? They always want to know. So it's a business that you can be proud of and feel good about and make great money, which to me, if you can feel good, you can be proud of it, and you can make great money, that is the trifecta of business and pretty good. So go check out the intro to the Overages business video, and I will see you there.